It's another day, the sun is shining. Got to know what's going on around you. Wake up, it's the time to motivate your mind. Come with me, let's make this moment brighter. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Come on and wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise. Wake up with the Bahamas at sunrise.
Good morning and welcome, Bahamas and Sunrise. We're up dead early, and it's a wonderful Wednesday, and we're so glad you're with us. My name is Mark Daniels.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tamika Cartwright. Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday. It's hump day, y'all.
That's right, hump day.
We got you.
There you go. There you go. We need to do the hump, right? Like
Yeah.
hump over all the flooding.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah, we need a hump. It is Wednesday, everybody. We miss you guys on Monday. Everyone was being safe, stationed at home, and now we're here. It's the middle of the week, and we're so glad that everyone is okay.
That's right. That's right.
We're okay.
Any flooding for you?
Not in my house.
Okay. Okay.
But definitely the streets are flooded all over New Providence. You've been seeing the videos. You've been seeing the reports. I feel like we need some rubber boots on set.
Rubber boots.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
I don't feel like a real journalist.
Boots on the ground.
Everybody has had themselves a pair of boots and been standing in some water here and there. Find some water. Let's go stand in it and let's go do the show. Y'all bring the water in the studio.
Bring the water in the studio. You want some boots?
Yeah, man, I want somebody
Just to look like a real journalist.
I know I want to look official. The boots, the jacket. They've been all over the Bahamas. They've been in Anagua. They've been in Grand Bahama. I don't know. We can go out at mid-show.
There you go.
And we go stand in some Mango water and go give our take. But thanks everybody for tuning in this morning. We hope you did fare well in our tropical storm Imelda. We've been seeing the flooding reports. So far, nobody reporting any serious injuries.
Yeah.
But again, damages to your house and property. There's been cars that have been stuck in places. People still have water in their homes, and so it's not a laughing matter. So we hope that you get it all resolved. Remember to throw out all the wet stuff, pull out the fans, because mold is real, friends.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's scary.
Yeah.
Scary. Yeah.
We got a great show for you today. Just to remind you that we got the 19th Exuma Business Outlook happening on Thursday, October 16th at the Grand Isle Resort. Registration is $100 in person, $90 for students, and $50 for virtual. You could go to tclevents.com to find out more information.
There you
Or
go.
call us at 322-1000. Sorry, my brain flooded too. We got an exciting show for you today. We're going to be hearing about CIBC's Walk for the Cure in our Urology Care segment. We'll also be talking about prostate cancer, a challenge, not a sentence. And Rupert Pinder is here to discuss the Labor Force Survey.
There you go. I mean, full show. We got more because in our Focus on Education segment, we're going to be speaking with the Special Education Unit, and also we're going to be hearing about the RBPF Welfare Fund. But before all that, let's take a look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tommy. Good morning, Mohammed. Your first look at weather at sunrise. We do have some low-level troughing. That's going to trigger off some pockets of showers, one or two isolated thunderstorms, mainly across Grand Bahama, Abaco, Bimini, and also in the southeastern islands, maybe one in our Crooked and Auckland during the daytime. The midsection seems to be pretty good. All this is a result of Imelda that's going to have some of those rain bands stretching out of that system. So today, you look at the mix of sun and clouds, with a 30% chance of showers, isolated thunderstorms over the northern region and over the southeastern region. High temperature 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of a few nighttime showers, mainly across the northern and the southeastern region. You look going down to 78 degrees Fahrenheit. And some region highs and lows across the Caribbean, Barbados 88 and 78. In Jamaica 92 and 80. In Trinidad 1973. And the Turks and Caicos Islands 88 and 79. Across North America, Atlanta 81 and 61. In Boston 72 and 58. In Miami 88 and 77. Dallas, Texas 87 and 65. And Toronto, Canada 73 and 55. As you go the week, troughing will continue through the islands. High pressure builds on the weekend, so the winds will start picking up. We are having some hazardous marine conditions, so we're asking small craft to remain in port at this time, and also swimmers out of the water because of the high risk of rip currents. That puts a wrap. First look at the weather sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Mark.
Thank you, Godfrey. CIBC Caribbean Walk for the Cure is a powerful event uniting our community in the fight against cancer. Joining us this morning are our dear friends to talk about this year's event. We have Felicia Aubrey Mitchell. She is the Bahamas Marketing Manager with CIBC. And our good friend, Duquesta Dean. She's the president of the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group. Good morning. Welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
It's a pleasure to be here.
It's Pink Month.
It is.
CIBC, I'll need a pink uniform.
We do.
All right.
Yes.
Let's jump right in. The Walk for the Cure is back. Tell us a little bit about it this year.
Okay, so Walk for the Cure is CIBC Caribbean's signature fundraising event. It is in aid of cancer, and we started in 2011, so this is actually year 14.
Wow.
And regionally, since that time, we would have raised over $3 million, and in the Bahamas, we would have raised over $500,000 since we started.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
great. How has the event evolved over the years, and what makes this year different?
Well, this year we would have welcomed many new sponsors, so we were very pleased to welcome. We'll name them in a few, but we have definitely evolved in terms of the community involvement. The I guess what you can expect at the walk, it's developed into a whole mini fair. So for those who cannot walk or run, we still have festivities going on in what we call our walk village. So that has evolved as well.
All right. Tell us, when does it happen and where?
Okay, so it'll be this Saturday, October 4th, starting at 6:30 a.m. We will be starting at the Goodman's Bay Corporate Center in Nassau. But what's unique about Walk for the Cure in the Bahamas is that we have walks simultaneously on the other islands where we have a CIBC presence. So this year is the only exception because Eleuthera had to push their walk until next Saturday. But we will have a walk, like I said, at 6:30 a.m. on New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Abaco.
That's exciting, all right? We're going to be up on Saturday walking in all our pink. This is, I feel like every time I turn around, we're walking.
I know, right? But that's a good thing because
Right.
walking is good for health. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tell us about your partnership with CIBC.
So, ironically, when we started in 2011, I was the first champion for the CIBC Walk for the Cure. And it's just so wonderful to see that this relationship has continued through the years with me, even leaving the bank and now being president of the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group. The CIBC Walk, what I love about CIBC is fundraiser is they foot the bill 100% for this walk. So the donations, the registration, the sponsorship, none of that money is used to pay for the walk. It actually goes straight to the cancer organizations. Now, I'm here representing the Jenny Dean Caring and Sharing Cancer Support Group, but these funds go to the Cancer Society of Nassau, Grand Bahama, Abaco, and Eleuthera, Sister Nassau, Sister Grand Bahama. It goes to the Cancer Association of Grand Bahama. And so there are 8 or 9 organizations that get to benefit from this.
Wow, and that's you're spreading the love around. I love that.
Yes.
Just tell us again about the support group community and what walks like this mean to persons who are part of these communities and rely on them.
Absolutely. So CIBC is one of our major donors annually. And so with the funds that we get from this walk, we're able to give financial support for women, men, children who are in need of chemo treatment or any other treatment, PET scans, those sorts of things. In addition to that, we're able to stock our pantry. We do have the sunflower pantry. We believe that people shouldn't have to choose between medical care and basic needs. And so we have a pantry that provides grocery. We give free prosthetic breasts for the women who have had to get their breasts removed. We give free mastectomy bras as well. And so the funds that we get also help us to provide support groups on a monthly basis for our members. As a matter of fact, we have 2 amazing opportunities coming up this month. I'll be back to talk about those. But the funding from Corporate Bahamas really helps to make a difference in what we can do to support those with insurance and without. And I say with insurance because that 20% that someone has to come up with could be astronomical as well. So we do our best to consider all circumstances, and with help from CIBC and the corporate community, we're able to do that.
Such a wonderful event again, combining the support groups and the communities that surround them or ally them with corporate Bahamas,
Yes.
right? And you got the street going on. You said 14 years.
14 years.
14 years,
Yes.
right? Who do you want to come out to this event?
Well, we want everyone to
Everyone.
come. We want everyone to come because
Everyone.
we have a route for walkers as well as runners. So for the runners, we will be leaving from Goodman's Bay Corporate Center. We will go to our CIBC Sandyport branch and back, but walkers can turn around at Sandals.
Right.
And if you, like I said, if you can't walk or run, you can just enjoy the walk village.
Yeah,
So
and
you
if
can
you're a
bring the
survivor or
kids.
patient and you want to go out, you go to Scotiabank, at the Scotiabank Junction, and then you turn around and walk right back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you're lazy like me, I could
You
just
stay
walk.
on the walk.
I could just walk from corporate center to the first roundabout and then right back, right?
Whatever you
no
wanna do,
pressure.
Motion.
Yes.
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about your sponsors.
Okay, so we have our platinum sponsor, CFAL. We also have Restaurant Bahamas, who we know as KFC. We have Quality Home Center, Indigo Insurance, Duncan Bahamas, John Bull, Bahamas Welding and Fire, Grand Bahama Port Authority, Abaco Groceries, CG Atlantic, Ronald Atkinson and Co., Bahamas Central Securities Depository, Colina, Coin of the Realm, Claymore Corporate, Star General, Bahamas Realty, Zachary Corporate Services Limited, Procon Bahamas, Outdoor Sportsman, Guardsman Bahamas. We also have our hydration sponsor, Caribbean Bottling Company. So they will be sponsoring our water stations with Dasani. They will also be giving free Powerade and Vita Coco drinks at the Walk Village. Don't want to miss that. We also have refreshment sponsor, Lennox Payton. And what the refreshment sponsor is after the walk, you know, you want to refuel.
Yes.
So they would have been sponsored. They have sponsored our refreshments for that. We also have our decor sponsor, Just Complete Coverage, and our media sponsor, Bahamas Local.
I love that. There are so many corporate entities chiming in and helping, volunteers who are probably going to be helping
Yes.
out on the Saturday.
Yes.
If people want to register and attend the walk, how do they do that?
So they can visit any CIBC Caribbean branch. They can also, if you bank with CIBC, you would have probably seen it pop up to say donate or register. They can also visit our website, cibccaribbean.com, search Walk for the Cure, select Bahamas as the country, and then they can register and donate there as well. But also on the morning of the walk, we will have a registration booth so people can come and register the morning of as well, accepting online payments only. Yes.
Fantastic. Saturday morning, 6 a.m. The question before we go, just drive home the importance of these events for survivors and for the community.
Absolutely. And one of the things at CIBC is we have a survivor ceremony. So we honor survivors who show up. We give a lot of attention to them because we want them to recognize that they're not in the fight alone. So I want to appeal to Corporate Bahamas, if you're listening, to support cancer organizations like ours. I mean, you can support ours, but I want to make sure that you understand that there's so many organizations that are helping cancer patients, and this is the month for it. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so your dollar goes to help the community. So please support.
Thank you all so much. Support the people who supporting the people.
Yes.
CIBC. Congratulations on 14 years to this wonderful event. Congratulations to you and all the other communities supporting the survivors and their families out there. And we're looking forward to a nice walk on Saturday morning.
Yes.
They say right from there to the roundabout. Thanks for joining us this morning. You're watching Bahamas at Sunrise. See you on Saturday, 6 a.m. Let's walk. Be right back.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
Comfort Suites Paradise Island is the best kept secret in the Bahamas. Located directly next door to the Atlantis Resort, you'll receive all the privileges of an Atlantis guest with all the benefits of a Comfort Suite stay. Enjoy everything Atlantis has to offer, including Aquaventure Water Park, plus all the amenities of Comfort Suites. Free Wi-Fi, free breakfast daily, and kids stay, play, and eat free. Visit ComfortSuitesPI.com.
Hi, I'm Ria Christina, and I'm super excited to be the new host of You and Your Money. Local international banks that has actually been closing some of their branches. It actually gives me an opportunity to share my views, my take on the financial matters. Even when we think about what's happening globally, we still have a lot of work to do in terms of having to educate business owners as to the importance, the economic impact, and how it is that we can look at improving the Bahamian economy. $1 billion. That's how much we spend every year importing food in this country. It also gives me an opportunity to have conversations, and that's meaningful conversations with thought leaders within our community, even having to see how it is that we can work together or even the opportunities that may exist for many Bahamians. So I'm excited to be here and looking forward to the great conversations that's to come.
Welcome back. Prostate cancer has long been one of the biggest challenges Bahamian men have had to face. But today, the outlook is much brighter. Joining us now is our good friend, Dr. Gregory Pinto, to talk about why early detection and personalized care matter so much. Morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Always a pleasure. Good morning, Bahamas. And I always have to say good morning to my daughter, Gia.
Yes, sir.
Prostate cancer is the #1 cancer in this country, far exceeding even the numbers of breast cancer. It's the #1 killer in terms of cancer in our country as well. As many as 1 in 6 men in this country are going to get prostate cancer in their lifetime. That's parallel to African Americans, who it's 1 in 6. In the United Kingdom, for men of African or Caribbean ancestry, it's 1 in 4. So it's a killer, and one of the second greatest risk factor for getting prostate cancer behind advancing age. It's in a disease primarily for older persons, older men. It's African ancestry. So unfortunately, it hits us harder, and it hits us 7 to 8 years younger than our other racial counterparts. So for that reason, we need to be very diligent in picking up prostate cancer. Almost 100 men in this country die of prostate cancer. Every single one of those deaths is a needless death, and it's a tragedy because prostate cancer is a very survivable disease. In fact, no one should be dying of prostate cancer. We have so many ways of picking up prostate cancer when it's so early, when it's clinically insignificant, and we don't even need to treat you right away. There's no other cancer you can say that. So there's actually a modality called active surveillance where we've picked up prostate cancer where it's so early, so low volume, it's of no clinical significance to you. In many cases, we can monitor you very closely. 8, 10, 12 years later, we can cure you. And there's so many different ways that we can cure you. And all the ways that we can cure early prostate cancer are completely minimally invasive. Little to no recovery. And when we talk about what is the future of prostate cancer, it's very bright in terms of survival, in terms of picking up prostate cancer, in terms of monitoring prostate cancer and looking at the possibility of recurrence. So we talk about there's no need for the dreaded digital rectal. Let's take that out of the
We got
equation.
the PSA test, right?
Yeah. Not only that,
Right.
in the next decade, we're going to change the way we look at cancer completely. In fact, we even have FDA, what we call liquid biopsy. We take either blood or urine from the individual, and for as many as 20 different cancers, we look for circulating DNA fragments and small, minuscule amounts of cancer cells that can predict. This is not science fiction. 5, 6, 8 years in the future, you're highly likely to get prostate cancer.
Are we able to do those tests now?
I do it all the time for the last 2 years. So particularly for high-risk individuals, I can predict in 4 years, you're likely to get prostate cancer far before the PSA becomes elevated, far before gold standard imaging like a PSMA PET CT scan or an MRI can detect. So putting it in perspective, we're looking for small, minuscule amounts of circulating DNA fragments from cancer cells or small amounts of cancer cells. Before you get your PSA rise, you might need 500,000 cancer cells. Before you might feel or see a nodule, it might be several million cells. So we're trying to pick it up way before that.
So is this now a standard part of the early screening?
It will be. That's way modern urology is headed. But right now, It's in the early stages, but it's already been FDA approved. Several liquid biopsies are readily available. So you can imagine that for cancer treatment, for cancer surveillance in the future, we can predict and stratify individuals and tell you, you know what? Unfortunately, you have a high risk in the next 10 years, and hopefully we'll even get to 20 years of getting these 2 different cancers. So we can diligently surveil you so that we know that when you have any early signs of the disease, we can cure you with 100% certainty.
I want you to paint the picture for me of the individual, the man who walks in, has his early screening done, finds out that he may develop prostate cancer, does develop it or it's treated, and then he survives, versus one who delays, catches it in a late stage, and then passes away from it. What's the biggest difference between the two?
Well, when you look at death from prostate cancer, it's not a pleasant death. It's not, men always say, Bahamian men in particular, when it's my time. This is going to be an arduous, painful, expensive death, not just financially, but emotionally, the toll on the family. Everybody knows someone who's died of prostate cancer. That's what motivated me to become a urologist. I saw my grandfather, Ulysses Davis, who's well known in the building community and the Catholic Church. His brother was D.W. Davis. He died maybe over a period of 8 years, and I saw him slowly deteriorate, and he was very important in my life. So that motivated me to become a urologist. Every one of us knows someone who died of prostate cancer. And now we've reached a point where we can pick up prostate cancer. When my grandfather died, there was no PSA. So things have changed. Now, someone who died 10 years ago, now there's liquid biopsy. There wasn't that available 10 years ago. But if you're going to die of prostate cancer, you're going to be in and out of hospital. You're going to be in and out of surgery. You're going to have expensive drugs just to give you a few months here and there, and it's going to deteriorate your quality of life. Versus if we pick it up early, minimally invasively. And this has been my life goal. I plan to work for another 30 years. God saved my life. And my goal is, instead of 100 men dying in this country every year, I'm going to take it down to 20. And there are things that I'm doing, and projects that we're putting in place, including instituting brachytherapy, which I've been fighting for 8 years, where you can be cured of prostate cancer minimally invasively in a 40-minute outpatient procedure, keep your erections, no urinary issues. We can do that on a Saturday. You could be church on Sunday. You could be at work on a Monday. Your prostate cancer is cured with almost 100% certainty.
So what do you want to say to men right now? Because they probably remember some things you say. They probably remember you need 21 ejaculations a month. Maybe I remember.
That's
right.
So
like
yes.
to lower your chances. But really, what's the drive-home message to the
So the
man
things that
watching
we
this
can do, cancer is not inevitable. Any cancer, we'll talk just about prostate cancer. We can lower our risk significantly by doing certain things. As you mentioned, a lot of men love to hear this. Layman's terms, clear the tubes. You want to get rid of any potential carcinogens. 21 ejaculations a month in long-term studies have shown, and no urologist is going to debate it, studies have been replicated that shown the same thing. By as much as 25 to 30%, you can reduce your chance of getting prostate cancer. If you reduce your dairy milk intake, we have all the risk factors for prostate cancer. Do not drink dairy milk or drink it sparingly, including dairy milk products, because if we can reduce your dairy milk intake, because prostate cancer is very hormonal sensitive, there are a lot of estrogens and IGF factor 1 hormone in dairy milk that can trigger prostate cancer or cause it to proliferate and progress. Have very little dairy milk. There are medications that we can take, such as finasteride, dutasteride, and they can reduce your chance of getting prostate cancer by, low-risk prostate cancer by as much as 25%. And it can also fight male pattern baldness. You can keep your hair, reduce your...
Boom. 2 for 1.
Diet. Diet's extremely important.
Yes.
If we limit our red meat intake, don't have the charred meats, more white meat, more fish, reduce our saturated fats, more fiber diet, we can significantly reduce our chance. Obesity. Obesity doesn't cause cancer, but it can make prostate cancer, we're talking about prostate cancer, more aggressive.
Doesn't help, right?
Alcohol. Men are not going to want to hear this. We consume too much weight of alcohol. The U.S. Surgeon General announced in a major study in January of this year that there are 6 different cancers, including prostate cancer, that are strongly linked to even moderate alcohol intake. Now, I'm not talking about binge drinking. I'm talking about
Even
a
a
drink
sip here
every
and
other
there.
day.
No alcohol is good.
Even breast cancer. They found that 1 in 6 breast cancer cases in the United States was linked to even moderate alcohol intake. So we need to, if we are worried about prostate cancer, if it's strong in your family, drink sparingly or not at all. So there's so many things that we can do to limit our prostate cancer risk. There's so many things that we can do to pick up prostate cancer when it's so early of no consequence. We can just surveil you, and once the disease, if it in your lifetime becomes of clinical significance, there are minimally invasive ways that we can give you 100% cure. No one needs to be dying of prostate cancer. I think of myself as a shepherd of the Lord. I'm going to try and save the flock. No one needs to be dying of prostate cancer. We need to change 100 men dying a year. That's on the level of gun violence.
And it's definitely achievable, and the outlook is brighter, as we mentioned.
Very bright, very bright.
If people want to find you, Dr. Pinto, where can they find you to get checked out or just get some more advice?
I have a Facebook page, Urology Care Bahamas, and a website, urologycarebahamas.com. And my main office is at Oak Tree Medical Center and Family Medicine Center on Blake Road.
Fantastic. We appreciate all the work that you're doing.
It's
I always
my
learn
pleasure.
so much when you're on the show. We look forward to talking again.
Thank you very
so
much.
Man, get yourself checked out, man. There's no reason we should be dying from prostate cancer. From 100 down to 20. Shepherd Pinto says so. We'll be right back.
The Euro device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Hurricane preparedness is important, and it's easy to get stressed and anxious. The Bahamas Psychological Association is here to remind you it's okay to feel that way, and to take a moment for yourself and to do what it takes to put your mind at ease. Play games, cook your favorite meal, exercise, and if it helps, reach out to family and friends. It will make a difference. This is a message brought to you by the Bahamas Psychological Association.
One thing, two things, blue thing, all things, things that are small, things that are grand, things that fit just right in the palm of your hand. Fox Hill Nursery, a large selection of garden supplies. If you can see it in your mind, you can find it at Fox Hill Nursery.
Welcome back. An inclusive, innovative, and impactful education system gives everyone a chance to grow and develop, including students with special needs who require tailored programs and support. Joining us today are officials from the Special Education Unit of the Department of Education, Ms. Leisha Burrows, Ms. Christine Cunningham, and Raquel Roll-Munro. Ladies, good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
It's awesome to have you all in here. Ms. Leisha, you taught me back in the day. What was I, like 3 years old?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Look at that full circle moment. I remember you always smiley, always happy. It was always wonderful to be in your class. I remember that as a 3-year-old. So, I mean, education's important. So thank you for the work that you all are doing. So let's get right into it. When we talk about special needs, Ms. Burrows, what is special needs? What is that exactly?
Special needs is really catering to students who have different exceptionalities.
So what it means is that they learn differently or they need additional assistance in order to develop the skills and to acquire the knowledge.
Okay, and I feel sometimes like there's so many more labels that seem to be appearing, right? Like year after year, I feel like everyone could almost fit into some sort of special needs category somehow. So why don't you just tell us, what is the Department of Education doing to support students with special needs?
The Department of Education is committed to ensuring inclusive, equitable, quality education for all. And in order to do that, we're ensuring that there are programs in schools, standalone programs that meet the exceptionality needs of students. In these programs, we have trained teachers, we have teachers' aides who know and who are able to provide students with intervention to assist them in their development.
Okay, so Ms. Cunningham, tell us a little bit more about the educational programs and the intervention process.
Well, the process takes place first from school base, where we find teachers who have issues with children in the class. They're normally recommended to go to the guidance counselor, who then refers them to a school-based team where they try to work on skills to develop in the class to try to help the child. If that doesn't work, then the next level would be the recommendation to Marjorie Davis, which is one of our intervention centers, who comes and offers some assistance and administer a test, an assessment to see where the child is. If they can help them at Marjorie Davis, that's done there. And after that, if there's still a need, then they're referred to our third tier, which will be school psych, and they will do a full evaluation. And then if the child needs special education, then they're placed into a special education unit.
Okay, so tell us about the special education unit, Ms. Monroe. What does that look like?
Okay, so we have 3 different types of units. We have the complete self-contained unit. By policy, we have about 15 students in that unit. Based on, they should all have a diagnosis. We have self-contained / pull-out, which deals specifically with you having 5 students who are with you all day long with the special education teacher. And she also pulls out students for literacy and numeracy. And we try as well not to have more than 12 students in that particular unit. We also have pull-out programs where those students are identified by the special education teacher, and their concentration is literacy and numeracy.
Okay,
yes.
And then I know you spoke very briefly also about just the support within the classroom. So what does that look like? How are teachers supported in the classroom?
Well, in the classroom, like Ms. Monroe said, we have 2 types. We have the push-in and the pull-out. Right. The push-in is where where the teacher goes into the class and she'll assist the teacher in the class with the needs for students. And then, of course, we have the pull-out. The pull-out is, like Ms. Monroe said, where they are pulled out of their classroom and given assistance away from the class.
Okay, and then what training is given to the teachers, like the regular teacher in the classroom, as it relates to supporting students with special needs?
Okay, so first of all, we have special education trained teachers who have a degree in special education. Additionally, at the University of the Bahamas and some teacher training institutions, they have special education classes. And so teachers would be exposed to some of the strategies, and that would give them an awareness. But one of our challenging areas now is we need more special education teachers.
Of course. I feel like almost every teacher needs to be trained in that area, right?
Yes.
Because so many things are popping up. What would you say has been the success rate for these students that come through the program?
The success rate, can you?
Okay. For the most part, we have students who have transitioned into employment. We have students who have also gone to the
University.
Beacon College as well. And so we are happy that this is happening. We also want to ensure that our students are able to get that field of work, employment. We know that the Persons with Disabilities Equal Opportunities Act of 2014 stipulates that at least 1% of special education students should be employed. And we want to encourage that number to increase and for employers to, embrace our students because they are the best students you can possibly have.
Absolutely.
Yes.
The
best workers, right?
They're going to come to work every day.
Absolutely. I love that. So is there anything else that you want to share with the community just in terms of making them more aware? Because, I mean, we've got these kids in the classrooms, but they're also in our community, right? And it's important, I think, for people to be aware of, when they see individuals with special needs, how to either interact with them, how to engage with them. So what would you say to the community out there?
We have seen an increase most recently in the number of children who are displaying special needs. And so we're saying to the public that they have an opportunity to learn. They have an opportunity to develop independence, to develop skills. And so we encourage parents to seek evaluation and to bring them and enroll them in programs that will help them to become the best that they can be.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important that you said that. It's important to be evaluated. They get their IEPs, and then teachers and other individuals know exactly how to address their needs.
Yes.
So ladies, thank you so much for all the work that you've been doing. All the best as you continue on with this program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
We know how important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Hey family, step into sophistication at Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. There you find a wide array of colorful, elegant fashion for ladies. Shop brand name clothing and shoes such as McDougall, Badgley Mishka, Sam Elderman, Jeffrey Campbell, and Jessica Simpson. We've got you covered for the office, date night, red carpet events, and more. Also check out our stunning accessories. That's Dash Designer Boutique, number 13 Parliament Street. Open 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., Tuesday through Saturday.
Good morning and welcome back to Bahamas at Sunrise. We're up on a wonderful Wednesday, and it's a mid-show, and you stuck with us. My name is Mark Daniel.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Tamika Cartwright. We had a great first half, eh?
Nice, busy first half.
A busy first half. You know what? Miss Leisha Burrows, who was here talking about special education, she was one of my first teachers. She taught me when I was 3. Wow. Can you imagine, 3 years old? And I still remember her, and I feel like she looks younger than me, so I don't know.
Yes, we shout out to all the teachers and educators out there making a true difference in everyone's lives. I asked someone before, what's the best way to make a difference? And I say, do I need to be a prime minister? Do I need to be, and they say, no, you should be a teacher.
Yes.
If you really want to make a difference in the world that you live in your community, be a teacher because you never know who you're instructing and who you're guiding.
Absolutely. I think you'd make a good teacher, Mark. You know what? Now that I think about it, I think it'll be an awesome class.
I don't know. We could be outside in the bush.
There you go.
Bush class.
Bush class.
Enjoyed our conversation with CIBC. Remember, Walk for the Cure happening this Saturday, 6 a.m. down at Goodman's Bay Corporate Center. Y'all go there and support the thing. We know everybody knows somebody that's been impacted by cancer. Speaking of cancer, we enjoyed our segment with Dr. Pinto talking about prostate cancer. Men, 21 and done. 21. Put the little chalkboard up on your wall. 21. and then we lower our risk. But early detection and early screening is the key. We appreciate y'all sticking with us. We got a great second half coming up. We'll be discussing the recent BNSI Labor Force Survey.
That's right, and we're going to be hearing about the RBPF Welfare Fund. But before all that, let's take another look at weather with Mr. Godfrey Burnside. Mr. Godfrey Burnside, you got your boots on the ground?
Boots on.
Boots on.
This is Weather at Sunrise.
Thank you, Tammy. Good morning, Bahamas. Just taking a look at weather, sunrise, the tropics, and we do have 2 hurricanes this morning to report, both in our vicinity but moving away from us. We have Humberto, and at 5 a.m. this morning, Humberto was located at latitude 35.8 degrees north, longitude 67.3 degrees west, some 280 miles to the northwest of Bermuda. Humberto is moving northeast at 14 miles per hour. Those winds are now down to 80 miles per hour. And then we have Hurricane Imelda, and at 5 a.m. this morning was located at latitude 30.2 degrees north, longitude 72.1 degrees west, some 455 miles west-southwest of Bermuda, moving towards the east-northeast at 20 miles per hour. Those winds have increased to 90 miles per hour. Elsewhere, tropical cyclone formation expected during the next 7 days. On the local scene, low-level troughing continues to spin a couple of showers over the northern and the southeastern region of the islands. They'll pop up from the daytime for the most part, but we're asking small craft operators to remain in port over the next several days and you swimmers out of the water because of the high risk of recurrence. In your marine forecast today, those winds northwest to north at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, or the northwest Bahamas, southwest to west at 10 to 15 knots, sea 2 to 4 feet, or the central and southeastern islands. And we do have some northeasterly swells up to about 10 feet. On Thursday, northeasterly at 15 to 20 knots, sea 4 to 7 feet, or the northwest Bahamas, westerly at 10 knots or less, seas less than 3 feet, or the central and southeastern islands. And come Friday, continuing northeasterly 15 to 20 knots, seas 4 to 7 feet, Grand Bahama and Abaco area, or the remaining islands, light and variable, seas less than 3 feet, or the remaining islands. Yeah, tides. You can expect low tide at 9:11 this morning. Next high tide will be at 3:44 this afternoon. Low again tonight at 10:19. Sunset 7:54 this evening. Rising more at 7:02. UV index 8. Your water temperature 87 degrees Fahrenheit. And your moon phase for its quarter. Your extended look. Low level trough over the next 24 hours. We'll continue to put some 1 or 2 showers. Then by weekend we have a high pressure that will build a strong one. And so we expect some gusty winds. And for you boaters, we have those swells, so stay in port. That puts Robin fun. Look at weather at sunrise. I'm Godfrey Burnside. Back to you, Tammy.
Thanks, Godfrey. The Royal Bahamas Police Force is hosting their stakeout on October 4th in support of the Police Welfare Fund. And joining us today are officers of the RBPF to tell us more about this event. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So we've got the stakeout. How fun is this? Why don't you tell us a little bit about this stakeout, what people can expect? Just introduce yourself and tell us.
Well, my name is Inspector Ralco. I'm currently attached to the Public Affairs and Communication Department.
Okay, and just tell us, what are some of the things that we can expect from this event?
You can expect to have a great time, a great family environment. As you mentioned earlier, this is in aid of our Police Welfare Fund. This is our 3rd annual stakeout because a lot of stuff happens, you know, COVID and Hurricane Dorian. It damaged our officers' homes and family members because of sickness and illness. So therefore, we're trying to replenish the funds because the welfare fund is something that the commissioner puts on also to help and benefit officers. So we actually having the welfare fund, we actually having the stakeout. The stakeout will actually be on the 4th, like you stated earlier. Okay. And we will have not just steak, we have fish, chicken, we have other separate vendors out there having a cotton candy. We ain't gonna have just a kiddie corner, we'll have a kiddie community.
Oh,
that's how much bunks and castles out there. We would also have a lot of games, bingo. We have a raffles are $10, and the prizes are spectacular. Okay. You will get a Honda Velez, courtesy of Auto Simplified. We'll also have 75-inch TV. You know, football season starts, NBA season starts October 2. You know, all of Laker fans out there they can watch the Lakers lose on 75 inches. So I will let Inspector Hill talk about the entertainment aspect of it also.
All right, let's hear all about it.
All right, good morning, Bahamas. My name is Inspector Hill. I'm currently attached to the police band, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Pop Band, world renowned.
Famous.
Hey.
Right. So basically, I'm here to speak about entertainment. So we have a wide variety of entertainment that is going to be out there to entertain you. We're starting off with the youth bands. So we have Yellow Elder Choir. We have Eva Hilton Youth Band. We also have Elevation from R.M. Bailey. We have GHS Magic. Along with that, we have the senior military bands, which is BDOCS, Royal Bahamas Defense Force, and of course, your very own, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. And then we have a lineup of featured artists, Bahamian legends, I would call it, in the making. So we have Bloody, we have Shine 242, we have Fan Sean, and we have Johnny Cake. So these are going to be a great array of lineup of musicians that are coming out. And then in between those segments, we have DJs. So we have 3 DJs. DJ Bravo, everybody knows him as DJ Bravo. He is also a police officer, ASP Alton. And we have 3 other officers that'll be a part of the DJ lineup.
Wow, I mean, this sounds like more than just a stakeout. This is like its whole concert,
This is
right?
a party.
This is like a party for the police.
Right,
Hey, the police officers getting down. I love that.
Yes.
And then over to you. Why don't you just tell us, give us the details again. Where is this happening? The times? Tell us all that information.
So I'm Assistant Superintendent Letchcom. I am attached to the Internal Security Division. And this year's event is going to be at the Police Training College on University Drive. We will definitely have a fun day. We are mandated by our commissioner to have a fun day. And it is a fundraiser. We want to make sure that is stated. It's a fundraiser for the welfare, like Inspector Kummer would have stated. We have a lot of stuff going on, a lot of games and activities. He spoke about football. So we decided only yesterday to have an event with a football tossing contest. We also have the kiddie community. There's going to be, for gamers, video games. There's also a shooting competition. We have invited the other agencies to come down and participate in would we have a safe area, a safe range area. You'll have certified instructors there with the persons to help the event along. And anybody could come in and try to shoot down the targets. Really? But there is a little competition that they want to have with all of the uniform agencies. So it's going to be a fun day. It is going to be a fun day. Not just a stakeout, but it's going to be a lot of fun and a lot of activities. You won't have time to just hang around if you don't want to.
Yeah.
So on the 4th, we're going to see you there between the hours of 12 and 6 is the stakeout, but the event, like I said, goes all the way until.
Okay.
Goes all the way until.
So the party continues.
Yes, the party continues.
So what's the energy like with all the other police officers? Are they excited? Are they all taking part in this event?
The energy is everybody is excited because not only will this be a fundraiser, this will be an opportunity for us to get know each other's family members.
Okay.
Like, it could be a point like, oh, your kid go, I saw your kid at St. John's. I see a kid at QC. Oh, my kid goes there too. Yeah. Connections made. And as brothers in arms, we need to have each other's back. So I just want to also invite the members of the public to please come out and get to know your OCs of your areas, your commanders. We'll have every commander represented there so you can meet the OC in charge of Jamaica Police Station, Eastern Police Station, Southeastern Police Station, so you get to know them. You could tell them your concerns in a friendly environment.
I love
that.
So
we just want to welcome everybody out, so it'll be a fun day.
It sounds
That's
fun.
why it makes us take out a fun day.
There you go, and I'm feeling the fun. And I mean, and I know you talked about the entertainment, but you're going to be performing too and singing, right? Give us a little something. Hey, before we close, could you give us? Hey, not to put you on the spot, but could you give us a little something?
Some people tend to feel their actions don't affect the community. Cussing, fighting in the street, creating this unity. Say respect your neighbor in the morning, at the noonday, in the evening. Listen to what I say, man, we've got to show respect 24 hours a day.
Awesome!
Yeah.
Well, hey, I mean, it sounds sounds like an amazing, amazing event. We got to get the people on out there because I mean, with performance like that, hey, it's a party. It's a party. Thank you so much for being here to share, and thank you for all the wonderful work that you're doing in the community.
Thank you very much for having us.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching Bahamas at Sunrise. Be sure to check out the police band and the police officers over there at their stakeout on October 4th. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
When hurricanes and emergencies strike, timely information can save lives. That's why Alive Business brings you bulk SMS messaging, your essential tool for staying informed and safe. Imagine having critical updates and safety tips delivered right to your phone, anytime and anywhere. With bulk SMS messaging, you can send real-time alerts and updates and timely notifications. When every second counts, count on Alive Business bulk SMS messaging. For more information, contact the experts.
The Your device is very affordable. It allows you to increase your internet connectivity. You are able to do away with the buffering, say goodbye to the dead spots. It gives them a much more stable connection. Their customers are able to view their digital menus. The establishment is able to stream. It allows for everyone, the customers and the business operators, to have a much more robust and stable internet connectivity.
Hurricane preparedness is important, and it's easy to get stressed and anxious. The Bahamas Psychological Association is here to remind you it's okay to feel that way, and to take a moment for yourself and to do what it takes to put your mind at ease. Play games, cook your favorite meal, exercise. And if it helps, reach out to family and friends. It will make a difference. This is a message brought to you by the Bahamas Psychological Association.
Welcome back. Recent labor force data shows a worrying trend in the Bahamas. Between late 2024 and early 2025, unemployment jumped from 7.2% to 10.8%. Here to discuss what this means is Rupert Pinder, our good friend and economist here. Good morning and welcome to Bahamas at Sunrise.
Good morning.
That's worrying, isn't it?
Well, you know, and to be honest with you, I mean, I'm a little less concerned about in terms of what the numbers are. Mm-hmm. The problem that we have in the country is really what is known in terms of structural unemployment. Mm-hmm. Really, and I think some persons have alluded to it in the press, and that is in terms of a skills gap. Mm-hmm. So what you have here is that you would see that despite the fact that there are a strong demand for vacancies, etc., you see it all the time, but yet there's a surplus in terms of the number of persons who don't have the skills to match those jobs. And so what you have, in effect, what economists refer to as structural unemployment. Right. It's not unique to the Bahamas, by the way. I mean, this is a systemic problem that you find in a lot of developing countries.
And how do other developing countries typically handle structural unemployment issues?
Excellent question, and I think one of it has to be in terms of by way of a policy response, right? And one of the things here is that you have to be deliberate in terms of your policy itself. Has to be one that is in congruence with respect to job creation. Right. And I think at every stage, there's a need in terms of reforms, and there's also the need to make the necessary pivot. Right. And so you cannot have policies that are odds with respect to job creation.
Right. And if you think about, we've been seeing initiatives in the papers. We've got a couple of persons on the show. We've had the National Training Agency, Bahamas Technical and Vocational Institute. It seems like there are some institutions who are trying to reach out into that skills gap and educate our young people, equip them with the skills that are needed. But as you're alluding to, there needs to be more than that. What are some of these policies you think that can help?
Again, it's a very good question, because it's not just a matter in terms of looking at the unemployment number and seeking to address the unemployment number. It has to be a holistic, it has to be a process, it has to be a systematic sort of approach. So to give you an example, our foreign direct investment policy must be geared towards, let's say, job creation. So, for example, and I know some persons perhaps, may have a different view. I can remember in the early 1990s when Atlantis got started. I don't think, in my view, and I stand to be correct, and I stand on what I say, I don't think over the last 2 or 3 decades we've had a project of that magnitude that has had the kind of impact within the domestic economy. I've spoken to persons who had worked at Atlantis, who were there as private contractors and have done extremely well for themselves. What we're finding today is that we have a lot of foreign direct investment, and then you go to some of the job sites, and it's like United Nations, right? And what we have to consider here is this, is that, and that is not to say in terms of being naive, to say, well, okay, if a guy needs 300, 400 skilled persons, and you cannot find it within the local community, sure, you have to recruit that talent. But we need to incentivize those investors who are prepared to invest in developing our people. Because the reality of it here is that we give a lot by way of concessions, right? And those concessions are really in terms of foregone, in terms of taxes that can be used in terms of making investment in other areas. And we must be able, that must be reciprocated, and reciprocated to the extent to which that people are prepared to make the investment.
So we need to de-risk investment for the private sector so that some of these larger projects don't get stalled out. They go to completion, and then we can realize those benefits as a people, as citizens of this country. What about private companies and hiring young people, hiring Bahamians? Is there a way we can incentivize companies to do that?
Again, and I guess there's so many things, there's so many different facets to it that we can, and the show obviously won't allow for it in terms of the time. But again, and I think we also have to be mindful in terms of not providing a knee-jerk reaction. And a knee-jerk reaction, I've heard a lot of discussion about a livable wage or a minimum wage, increasing the minimum wage, etc. And granted, there are persons who obviously are struggling, etc., and so on and so forth. But the reality of it here is this, is that we have to be deliberate, and we also have to take into account that these sort of measures hurt small businesses. Right? And it has to be a win-win proposition. In other words, increases in wages must be accompanied by overall increases in overall productivity. And I must put in this plug, because it is something that, and I've said in a number of forums, and that is this. This policy that we have, and again, it's not an issue in terms, and I think we need to move away from the finger pointing in terms of who did what, et cetera, and so on and so forth. There has to be a national discussion, right? And it has to be void of all of the partisan sort of stuff, because we are where we are. But the reality of it here is this, is I think one of the things that is going to be our Achilles heel is allowing these cruise ships to develop private islands and divert traffic from your main ports of entry. Again, in my view, in my humble view, that is not a policy that is in congruence with respect to job creation.
I've seen the term underemployment. What does that mean exactly?
It's interesting. I'm not going to necessarily, well, I guess the best way to really describe it, is really to the extent to which a person is gainfully employed or gainfully active, but really working below in terms of, generally it's really in terms of below their skills. But I've seen some things coming out recently, I think, in terms of the BNSI, which suggests something a little different, right? Because, it seemingly suggests that, to the extent to which a person, is working a job and they cannot, in Bahamian vernacular, cannot make ends meet, right? I think that's a little different in terms of, underperforming, et cetera. And
so it's not a case where I'm trained as a doctor, but I'm packing groceries. It's more so that the job that you have, that you work your 9 to 5, your 40-hour week, isn't providing what you need to survive in the current climate.
And again, you know, because there are a number of other things running through that. And one of the things is certainly in terms of inflationary pressure, right? And so what is happening here is that the cost of living itself has made it very difficult in some cases. The person's, you know, making it by essentially in terms of minimum wage. But the reality of it here is that you have to increase your level of productivity. And there's something I must say as well, and I think that we have to keep a watching brief on, and that is also in terms of the influence of AI, artificial intelligence, in terms of what that would mean in terms of the labor markets, particularly in the context of developing countries.
Well, hopefully it's one that helps the unemployment numbers and the underemployment and provides a solution that helps move the bar. Just before we go, if people want to find out more about you, maybe find out more about your viewpoints on this topic, how can they find you?
Well, I'm an assistant professor of economics at the University of the Bahamas. I teach both economics and statistics as well. So, well, I'm at UB. I don't think it's difficult to find me on the campus at UB.
Well, we appreciate your thoughts and your opinions on this very serious issue, and we'd like to bring you back on to continue the discussion. We know that we can talk about this all morning, but value your thoughts and your opinions on the show this morning. We look forward to having this discussion again.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're watching Mamas at Sunrise. We'll be right back.
How important collecting your money can be to the success of your business. Start your relationship with Fidelity today so that we can show you the many options available to you with our merchant services. From click and pay options online to merchant terminals and e-commerce options. We're here to help your business succeed. For more details, speak to one of our business development officers at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport. Visit our website at fidelitygroup.com or visit any of our branches.
Oh my God.
And that's going to do it for us today on Bahamas at Sunrise. Kicking off your Wednesday
there you go.
in the best way possible. It's hump day, y'all. We hope that we've gotten you over the hump and you're going to be cruising into the weekend. And Friday right here, right?
Friday is right here. We'll be back here again on Friday, everybody.
Well,
yeah.
And it's a busy weekend, so we're here on Wednesday. We're telling you about Saturday. There's a lot happening. We got Walk for the Cure. We have the police force,
stakeout, and I mean, I feel like it's a concert.
Yeah, exactly.
Stakeout and concert. There you go, on the 4th.
Yeah, we still have at the Dundas Theater, we still have Shakespeare in Paradise going on. There's a number of events happening. Go out and support your community. Check on your neighbor. Some people still might be walking around in boots. We got to get some boots for Godfrey, right?
We have to get some boots for Godfrey and a raincoat.
And a raincoat. Stay dry, y'all, and we'll see you Friday.
We'll see you on Friday.